So RuneScape is a 2016 game that is based on a European thoughts of collaboration of dinosaurs and collaboration of institutions and cartoon and video game organizations different than American witchcraft of Avril Lavigne of people trying to see in secret children. It's not just like police officers, but there's people trying to get lawsuits of programs and top technology of the times of Google and YouTube of trying to influence children because there will be a Tide soap, there will be an old black people movie, that will be a Batman game, but that's not the only technology of people growing up. You see, I moved past Batman a long time ago, but people will say that people are trying to put a stingy on people with an education book, that when they say that when he built his life and now you get to have an economy trying to rape a boy in inhumane conditions because you claim that he couldn't get rights because you could just hide in secret and try to build a law frame off of what he built his whole life, because you claim that he couldn't prove he wasn't worth, he would release 6 cent after kinetics. But Legos was in a different time of when God was watching, because that the format of RS could be broken because you have to be sometimes they'll release it in American libraries for kids in public places because people will get stuck to the game and they won't know how to change the interface of the game and the function inside of those mining, because people will be extremely intelligent when they do the thing. It will be a European interpretation of the game because people will put images in the game, images and formats that are in key with numbers and numeric cycles and systems are very intelligent. You could in character, dinosaurs, witchcraft, magic, swordsmanship, a lot of England thoughts in Europe and just England, not African, not European. So there will be a lot of players who go into the routine of the game and the grinds and the social media, but because like they'll think, oh, let me get 100 coins, just like they think in Europe. They say, oh, let's get to the real goal, just in case they wanted to release a new icon of a game of a time that was different, that had the same intelligence of one key of image and one let's see what you call it, programming of engineering of one item in the game, one object in the game versus one item can be put in the inventory. One object has a structure without a home of things that don't have a boundary in it during relating to American economy could be a different thing using a different word than a basketball people or football people, you see. So eventually, when there's foreign people, something can mean something different in the interface of words on one game on PS1 than it could mean in different things. But there has been no video game released for a long time because people have been trying to steal my identity and study me and release things saying that I can't get my money, because they'll say that he has an illness, because they'll say that he can't prove that he could live a certain way. He can't prove that he could keep people away from him. There'll be a mailbox versus a check and a phone versus a digital check that could relate to a certain connection of all my sciences of archaeology and maps and geology and all my sciences of manhood and male and all my science of mathematics and computers and video games, my computing science, and all of my sciences on relationships and movie film science and practical sciences that come from the eyes versus things that get more intelligent and organized. When people say how smart were people back in the day, they knew a little bit of math, would talk to people, had calculus, but at what point were these videos not available? Because there was a lot of pop culture when people attacked me. There was a lot of culture of the times when people tried to isolate me and say things don't relate to him, because a border could be outside in the game on the internet, but it could be in front of my face that's not in front of the phone in a different area when I have my banking digital intelligent research versus I never got to go to a university because people tried to call the police on me and lock me in the psych hospital and give me needles because they tried to tell people that I couldn't have ever figure out how to get a certain reality of my thoughts on God out of a boundary of foreign intelligence and a society inside a place, when people try to say he's worth nothing because they could just take it in a moment with American businesses and billionaires, and say that the white people want to say that they thought that they could use other nations outside of this continent to try to get a reality, when I know exactly what happens in America with the flat Illinois vertical in the month versus two states on the both side end of America versus horizontal in the year. That could be a pinpoint in June